sort of danger of the whole thing, and I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, hey, Sebastian and Victoria, and first of all, thank you for bringing such humor and thumbness to this prize. And my question is, if you will play a Disney movie, which other character would you like to play mostly, and why?
If I was playing someone else in this movie?
No, play a Disney movie.
If I a Disney movie, what character would I play and why? They already filmed Beauty and the Beast, right? So I can't do Gaston or whatever. What movies do they still have to make?
What are your Buzz Lightyear?
There it is. That's a good one. I could take that. I would do Buzz Lightyear. That sounds like right up my alley.
Thank you.
One.
Now I'm just hearing just gibberish now.
Yes! All of it!
Hi. Okay. I hope this is okay, but in the bronze, what was it like filming the sex scene?
There are children here. Very naked in every sense of the word. Inside of my soul, heart of hearts. You know, everybody that day was my best friend. Yeah, it's
No demonstrations.
no. You know, you gotta make fun of yourself. I mean, that's how I feel, to be honest. And I just think that was a very funny way of being like, all right, well, whatever vanity out the window. You got, you know, it's like, gotta go wherever this director is gonna tell me to go. And he certainly was having me go some places.
Oh my god. So, do you have the loop?
I don't have it with me. No, I don't have it, no. But yeah, you know, I'm sure I will be getting some from someone here later today.
Hi, I'm Mary Beth, and this is Carl. We're huge fans, and I'm sure you're aware there's a large community of authors online that write about you. And I was wondering if you've ever read any of your fan fiction, and if so, did you like it, or you kind of freaked out?
Dare we ask, are you one of those authors?
Well, the answer is no. There's a, it feels like a very dangerous, you know, trip to go on.
It's scary.
I'm very flattered. It's really, I have heard that, and you know, if I can be amused to anybody, I'm more than happy, and I'm happy to hear that. But it's your world at that point. You know.
That was very diplomatic. Very well done. Good.
The internet scares me. It really does. I gotta tell you.
Thank you.
Okay, hi. I have a question about The Martian. They reference Iron Man in it, and I was wondering if, like, they just acknowledge the fact that their crew member looks exactly like the guy that plays Winter Soldier.
We had like a table read, and I remember my companion looking. I was like, I know. It's very, it's, you know, but that was a really fun, fun little line, and kind of like, you know, something that I was sort of smiling about in my own head as I was, you know, watching the situation from that little door. So, yeah.
All right, thank you, love you.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth, and I remember meeting you yesterday at the gym. What actor or director have you learned the most from in your career, and what did you learn?
Wow. Well, it's a great question. I've been really lucky with some of the people that I've gotten to work with. I mean, you know, we're just now, because we're on the topic of The Martian, I mean, being in the presence of someone like Matt Damon was incredibly inspiring because not only was he someone that I've always looked up to as, you know, as an actor and, you know, sort of as a writer too, But just seeing how generous he is on set with everybody, and I mean, the guy literally had a smile on his face every day that we were going to work, and he was, we were in these suits and everything that were so uncomfortable. I mean, you'd have to take the whole thing off to go to the bathroom, and every day he was amazed. He was like so excited, remembered everyone's name, and was like, "We're making a movie, isn't that something incredible?" And that's my life, and I'm so grateful. And he had a trailer just like everyone else, and I don't know why that, for some reason, that's one thing that comes to my mind right now that I took away from that, because I was like, that's a true leader. That's someone who you don't have to be intimidating. You don't have to be sort of twisted and crazy and mysterious in all kinds of ways, to be like sort of looked up to, or maybe it's that idea of sometimes it is good to be loved as opposed to always be feared or something, but he was, I was very inspired by someone like that, and even really Scott, that's one of the things I was trying to do is with projects, the main thing that kind of comes to me is, if I have an opportunity to work with some great people that I can learn from, then that's always a win. That doesn't mean I don't look and see how big a part is necessarily. I look more to like who's the company of people I can surround myself with. Going to set with Robert Downey Jr. every day, again, it's like a whole different and inspiring thing in itself. So, we really, I'm a firm believer we're as good. We're good based on the company that we keep,
Thank you. Okay, so how in the first movie, Bucky sees Steve as this person to be taken care of, and then in the middle of the movie, you see how big Steve has gotten. Do you ever think that you'll get over that feeling of wanting to take care of Steve, or will you just suddenly realize one day that it's like, oh no, Steve can take care of himself?
It's so funny you say that, because at first I was like, when I see that he's gotten big, right? You were saying like from little Steve to big Steve, I'm like, oh, Chris Evans is back. Right? And not the little doppelganger. But no, I mean, I have someone I went to school with, for example. He's a really good friend of mine. Some of you may even know who that is. He's younger than me by like 3-4 years, and he's always been like my little brother. I mean, we literally should be from the same blood, but we're not. We weren't born in a family, but he is like my little brother. I always look out for him all the time, and growing up I did, and it's interesting now because I look at him and he's become a man. He's 30 years old now, and but I'm a little older, and there's always a part of me that kind of wants to nag at him like the older brother, and kind of look, be like, all right, man, listen, and I have to kind of step back and go, I've done that. He's got to take care of himself now. I got to let him be that guy. He's earned that respect. I mean, it's just what happens in life. And so, similarly, I think, hopefully, maybe in the next film, we'll see. That's where they're at now, is to be like, wow, we're not like the same like we used to be. You're your own man, so am I, and here's where we are. And what do we do with this life? So.
All right, thank you. My best friend loves me, by the way.
My apologies to the rest of the line. We need to get you back to the show floor so you can meet more of these fans one-on-one. Photo ops coming up in a bit. Sacramento, let us thank
you very much,
our guests.